welcome back to DINI International Chess Championship 2024 game recap. And now I am Woman International Master Diajeng Theresa Singgih. We'll do the recap of the game from round 5th of International Master Hari Madhavan from India playing against Grandmaster Nikitenko Mihail from Russia. And yes, this game is the chosen game for today. And yeah, let's start. Write. Let's dive into the game. So I'm gonna do a brief recap. So yeah, d4 was played as the first move, and then knight f6, followed by knight f3, e6, c4, d5. Very typical starting of the opening. Okay. I think c takes d5 is starting the complications in the game a little bit, because after c takes d5, this is quite a crucial moment for every position of any games when there is an exchange in the of the pawns, especially in the center of the board. Is especially quite a crucial moment because it changes the pawn structure, and when the pawn structure changes, really decided where it really decides where the game will go, because due to the pawn structures. And now, as we can see, now that there is an exchange happen on d5, c takes d, and now the c file is open, so most probably white will start the attack on the c file, and probably also white will defend, or maybe um, neutralize the attack by white with also putting all the pieces on c file. So now we can say that the game will be happening on this file mostly. And but it's not like both players are just gonna play one side. That's not what I'm saying. Of course, as good players, they will also um, watching of the other side, any opportunities, and both will play both sides nicely. But now, as the c file is open, of course, it makes sense for white to start the attack there, and knight b5 was played. Very logical move. And bishop e7, a4, exactly exactly happened as I mentioned earlier. Now white is pushing on the queen side now that a4 was played. And black is aware of white upcoming ideas. So bishop b7 was played. Of course, black has to develop the queen side to neutralize the idea attack that white is having and white is going to do. Bishop d3, and also, as I mentioned earlier, good players, they don't only play one side of the board, queen side or just king side, but they try to balance as much as they can. They try to have, they try to push any sides they can, and never, um, never miss an opportunity to literally put the eyes of any possible weak squares that they can catch. So this is exactly what white is trying to do. Bishop d3, because of course bishop is it's not very good on e2, so it's very logical to move the bishop from e2 to d3, because now that the bishop on d3, it has direct contact to h7, and maybe also protecting the square e4 from knight going here. um, or also, well, it's not really stopping it, but what I'm saying is the bishop d3 on d3 is placed better there than on e2. So knight e4 anyways was played in the game. And um, queen e2, a6. The knight is very strongly placed there, so probably black's consideration must be um, to remove the knight from b5. And knight c3, and again knight on e4 is a little bit annoying. And I mean um, it doesn't really bothering for now, but you know knight c3 is also helping to like push away the knight. f5, defending the knight on e4. So this is quite a solid pawn structure from black. Now the e4 square and all this diagonal is blocked, but one thing that is very typical in this kind of position, even though black has a solid pawn defending knight on e4, um, but the e6 pawn is the e6 pawn is having a possibility to be weak in the future. So, but I hope it's not gonna happen because we can prevent that with a solid defense. Um, but and then yes, but let's see what will happen in the game. Bishop d2, bishop d6, knight a2, rook f6. Now it's like giving a statement that I'm gonna attack your king side. Yes, I think that if if chess is the game also, if speaking is allowed in chess or required, to express all the thoughts. If you can see the thoughts by the players during the game, I'm pretty sure what Black's saying here is, I'm gonna attack your king side and you better be careful. Bishop b4 was played. Also basic ideas. We always want to change our bad pieces to opponent's good pieces. So the bishop on d2 was not placed very good. Um, so bishop moved to b4, and on the opposite side, bishop on d6 placed very good. It has direct contact to h2 and all this diagonal. And bishop b8 was played because of course black is not gonna giving up the good bishop, a very active bishop he has. But okay, it also comes with the contra because now the rook on a8 is not very active as well, or it will take some time to develop the rook. hmm G3 was played to block the diagonal. Now the diagonal is safe, but I believe more attacks, more ideas from black also coming up, such as maybe h5 or g5, putting the rook, placing the rook on h6, maybe your queen on also coming. So I'm not sure about this position. Both sides have their own weaknesses and you know advantage. So rook h6 was played. Of course, this is very logical because rook f6. It's already like giving statement, and it's quite clear that rook is gonna be moving to the other side to h6. Knight e1, knight d f6. Now I mean, all the moves in this position by black is quite natural because it's quite natural, and also there are higher rated players. So when the move looks natural, all we have to do is just to make sure that there is no tactics, there is no complications gonna happen. And yeah, I mean it's I can say the position here is quite convenient for black because as you can see, the king side of white is very passive. Everything is very passive, and black just keep on pushing and attacking exactly what needed to be done in this position. And let's see how white is going to survive. f4 was played again, trying to block all this diagonal, and also maybe to make the position more solid. And maybe after this knight f3 is coming and trying to defend and slowly improving the position. A5 was played, and I really like it also. You know, watching all strong players because they exactly know what to do. They know how to balancing both sides. This is what I like watching grandmasters playing because they exactly know how to balance the position, how to what to do. You know, because um, most of the times, even me sometimes, I got carried away playing on the king side when when I'm dominating the position. I just want to attack and checkmate, and forget about the other side, which sometimes needs to be taken care of too. Like now, um, this is exactly what black did by playing a5. Um, not only just focusing on attacking the king side, and bishop a3 was played. So yeah, I'm not really sure about bishop a3. I mean, of course, it's very hard to find a move like bishop d2 because bishop went from there. So it doesn't come natural for us when playing to take back the pieces to previous square, because it feels like we're losing a tempo or it's useless, but sometimes it's needed to be done. But yeah, so I can really understand now that the bishop a3 was played, because of course it's quite a hard decision to take back the bishop to d2, as it has been there before, even though it might be a better move on this position. Knight g4, very natural too. Um, Now that the bishop doesn't have any more you know place or square to go back to the king side to maybe defend anything, so it got pushed away or removed from the battle, from the war, from the area that is happening. um, and knight is now just black is just keep on bringing all the pieces to the to the spot. And the advantage from black is just getting higher in this position. And knight f3 was played, trying the best way to defend the position. Queen e8, rook f e1, knight e f2. Okay, this is quite interesting because um, okay, queen knight yes. It is also recommended to play queen h5 in this position, but let's see what is black planning. Bishop e5, queen h5, h4, knight goes back. Exactly. So in this position, actually, it's not knight ef2 is not very recommended because it kind of wasting the tempo, because after knight ef2, bishop g5, queen a5, h4, and black black's knight has to go back to e4. So but now uh, but black were losing one tempo now that the bishop is moved to b5. Queen g2, knight gf6, knight g5, rook g6, bishop e2, knight g4, knight takes e4. Wow. See, this is how much crucial, how much important for us to be able to sometimes giving the most accurate move in some position, because sometimes you can give like the second best move, third best move, but in some position, to keep the advantage, to keep the winning position that you have, in some crucial position you have to give like a good move, or else you will lose your advantage, such like this position now. um, queen, I mean, now black is not having as much advantage as before because of the knight e2 f2 mistake. And now it's getting um, a little more equal again, so let's see what will happen in the game. Now f takes e4. This is also a mistake. Yes, black's supposed to take with d4 with d pawn. Yes, I think I got the idea. Um, yes. Let's see what will happen in the game. Actually, bishop takes g4 here is the best move, and quite a simple solution because knight is not threatening the e3. Rook c3 was played. h6. Bishop b5. Knight f6 also a mistake. Now black is having his advantage again, but e5 needed to be played in this position. So um, yeah, black has to open up the position a little bit. Black has to do something. Black has to start to do something, not just trying to being positional. Here is actually the time that black has to do something to create to utilize the advantage. But okay, maybe it in this moment black still don't think that this is the right time. So knight goes back to f6. Knight goes back to c1. Knight h5. Knight goes to e2. So both still playing a little bit positional. I mean, white has nothing else. White has no other option to do here. But black actually has a few options to open up the position to do breakthrough. Rook g4. Okay. Okay, now the white square bishops are exchanged. Pieces are getting lesser on the board. Rook a7, rook c8, rook c7, rook c7 takes, bishop takes c7, bishop e7, king h2, queen e8. Quite a long game. Wow. This is quite wow. Wow, bishop g5 with ideas. If h take g5, it will be queen h3, and the rook on g5 will be trapped. And queen takes b5. The king now in charge uh, to threat the queen, the rook, because the queen is busy protecting or defending the knight on e2, so it cannot go to h3. H take g5, h take g5, knight f6. Ooh, rook h1. Very nice game. Knight c3, queen e1, king h2, rook takes g5. Black is trying to create something here. The current position white is exchanged down with two pawns up. So who's gonna win? This is also related a lot to preference. Some people prefer to have exchange up. Some people prefers to have more material advantage. But of course, it comes with its own advantage and contra. Yeah, disadvantage. Rook c8, rook c1. Yes, I mean this is the good thing about having exchange up. Like you got an active piece, which is the rook. but it's not also easy for white because okay, king e6 is a mistake. Why? Because there is g4, but g4 was not played. Uh, king g2 is also fine. Bishop d2 attacking, threatening the pawn on e3, and now g4 was played. Yes, it's very important if you are like an exchange down, uh, that you have to have a solid position, or else once your opponent can break through the position, it's very hard to survive. Exactly as what happened here to black. Okay, bishop e1. It's already very hard for black. Mhm. Bishop takes, rook takes, and this is already already a clear exchange up, and knight cannot really do much to protect all the pawns that are weak, and the rook can be easily just taken all the pawns, and so yeah, I can say that this is already over for black, and yes, black resigned here. So it was quite a good game, and a long game, and also very adventurous from both sides. And yes, also we can see like a lot of positional understanding and point of views from both players. Maybe we think sometimes this is the time for an attack, this is a time to slow down, to be positional, but we don't actually exactly know what to do during the game, and it takes experience and a lot of knowledge to to be able to convert the position and to even know what to do when you're already winning. So and it has also uh, how you can play well in any position. It's also really dependent on um, your preference, such as do you prefer to have an exchange up or more pawns. If you can play good with more pawns with exchange down, then maybe you can do something about it. But if you're already, but you don't, if but some players don't really like to have that, so they don't go for that direction. So chess, there is no such concrete way to uh, to to play in chess, and that's what makes chess beautiful, and um, that's why we call chess also art, not only just a sport. So yeah, that's all for today. Round five, and I am Woman International Master Diajeng Theresa Singgih. Um, I would like to say thanks to all the viewers to watch this video, to watch all the recaps, and please also follow our social media on Instagram, Blue and Gold Chess Club, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We are constantly creating contents and do updates from the tournament itself, as well as me. I'm always reporting live from the tournament, and interviews and interviewing all these masters and all the players. So yeah, thank you so much, and see you on the next video.